Guinea-nomics, when a guinea pig talks to you about economics. Hi, I'm a guinea pig. I make a lot of cute sounds. And I use a lot of cute terms, like diminishing marginal utility. Some economic terms are hard to describe. University professors could go on for hours without scratching the surface. Doctoral students toss and turn at night worrying over how to properly define them. Diminishing marginal utility is not like that. It can be summed up in just 5 words. I'm getting tired of that. That's really all it means. There's not a lot of other ways to put it. We all know the feeling of getting tired of something. You must be getting tired of me trying to make this joke. Even though diminishing marginal utility is a very basic phenomenon we have all experienced, it is an incredibly important part of how the market economy functions. It affects almost all of our decisions, from small things like whether to get a second college degree to really big ones like whether to fight your cage mate for a blueberry. Me, I will fight anyone for that first blueberry, and I will fight evenly sized guinea pigs for a second blueberry. I can be pretty forceful when it comes to the third, but after that, I am very generous with my sharing of blueberries I no longer want. So on the question of whether I would ever fight my cage mate for a blueberry, the answer is yes. On the question of whether I would fight my cage mate for that blueberry, I don't know. It depends, and it should. My decision should depend on how much that particular blueberry means to me, and how much it means to me will change depending on how many blueberries I have already eaten. We call that diminishing marginal utility. If you wanted to, you could call it diminishing marginal benefit. Utility is a more precise way to talk about the concept of receiving a benefit. It is the satisfaction we get from something that is useful. Blueberries are very useful for being delicious, and for the vitamin C. I made a whole video about utility. Go watch it if you haven't. One of the biggest reasons the concept of utility is so useful to economists is that they can put it on a graph. Even though there may be some controversy over the finer points of what utility actually is, it is well accepted that whatever it is, there are meaningful ways to represent it mathematically. My marginal utility for blueberries looks like this. The first blueberry tastes super awesome, and the next blueberry tastes really awesome. But the amount I enjoy each blueberry gets smaller every time. We say it diminishes. Even though I have diminishing marginal utility, my total utility is still increasing, because my total utility is the sum of all the marginal utilities. And my marginal utility will always be above 0. If it became negative, I'd stop eating. If we lived in a world without cost, I might eat the 0 benefit blueberry. I would be ambivalent about it. But in reality, there are always costs, and I'm always going to stop before the marginal utility disappears. I stop when the marginal utility is equal to the marginal cost. Not all guinea pigs get tired of eating blueberries at exactly the same rate. Each guinea pig will have their own specific marginal utility curve for blueberries. That's why it's so important to remember that the utility is not in the blueberry itself just waiting to be eaten. The utility is created when the guinea pig eats it. It exists within the guinea pig's mind, and tummy, and deep in their hearts. It's somewhere in the guinea pig's experience is all I'm saying. You might think that if we compare the utility curves of different guinea pigs, we could determine which one likes blueberries the most, but we can't. We don't have any actual numbers here. My idea of super awesome might be your idea of just okay. We don't have a consistent unit of measure for utility, so we can't compare one person's utility to somebody else's. What we can do is compare somebody's utility for one thing to that same somebody's utility for something else. I can definitely say that I get less utility from the second blueberry than I did from the first, and if you watch my behaviors, you can confirm that that's true. In the last video, we talked about a way to take an indirect measurement of utility, and that is by observing how much someone is willing to give up for something. When we look at people's behaviors, it becomes obvious that everyone experiences diminishing marginal utility. We can see that people are less willing to pay full price to get a second item than they were for the first. Diminishing marginal utility is a big part of the reason that prices go down when supply goes up. We're just not willing to pay that much to get our 50th pencil sharpener. I needed to have one, and it's nice to have 2, but I'm not getting much value out of having more than that. I might get a third one if you're giving them away, but now I'm running out of places to put pencil sharpeners. Guinea pigs don't really use money, so when it comes to the blueberries, my main cost for eating them is the risk of conflict with my cage mate. Even though I love blueberries, at some point, the marginal utility I would get from eating the next one just isn't worth the additional drama or hurt feelings of another squabble. But I also have less obvious costs. Even if there's no one around to fight me for the blueberries, they still take a lot of time to chew. And if I'm chewing, I can't be sleeping. I like sleeping. Eventually, I will come to a place where I no longer want any additional blueberries because the marginal utility of the next one is far too low to offset even the most minor of costs. And I think that's about all I can say for diminishing marginal utility at this point. I don't want to keep creating different examples and analogies to say the same basic thing over and over. That becomes less and less helpful because you pretty much got it the first time. But I hope you come back for the next video. There won't be any math in it, but there will be some Latin. Any economic discussion worth having has to include at least 2 words of Latin, and those words are ceteris paribus. They are the guardians at the door keeping us out of pointless arguments over things we're not even talking about right now. Come back soon to see how ceteris paribus keeps us all on track. Bye!